Hello, everybody. It is time to talk about everything you need to know to write, publish, and promote a great book. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing, and we are here to share with you a powerful message that is relevant to the holiday season. So I want you to um, say hello along with me to our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer. Hi, Joanie.
Everybody. Hi.
So, we here at Two Sisters Writing and Publishing are about to celebrate 10 years in business, and together, Catherine Greenspan and I have written and published more than almost 70 books, which is so exciting. And we're excited to share all that with all of you. And Joni, I'm so happy that you and I come on. Oh my gosh, it's been like 2.5 years, I think, that we've come on every
Mhm.
Friday to talk
Friday.
about writing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, it blows me away too that we continue to do this and continue to help people.
Yes, all about that. All about that. So today, Joni, we are going to talk about the whole concept of a New Year's resolution that, oh, I'm going to write my book this year finally. Well, we don't really believe in that here. We think the time is now to get started. So, our message is if you have any pockets of time during the holidays, which for me, there are moments of silence, stillness, solitude that are perfect for writing, seize those moments and get a jump start on writing that book and just keep going. It's not about a date, it's about today. Joni, what are your thoughts?
My gosh. Well, we may have a little difference of opinion there. I don't know if now is the exact time. That's what you get to figure out, everybody. That is Elizabeth's recommendation. And I would say it's really, really valuable information, but please follow your heart as well. Please follow your heart as well. Hopefully those two things will come into context and they'll be the same. But now is really good.
Well, of course, we are publishing a book about how to write a book, and it will be out in time to celebrate our 10-year anniversary in February 2026. And in it, I talk about timing a lot because sometimes the timing is absolutely wrong to write a book. If you just had a baby, if you are moving cities and relocating your job and going through a whole big transition. No, if you're caring
Mhm.
for young children, you have a full-time job and you're caring for elderly parents. No, you don't have the time or energy. Or other circumstances can be like our mother. She decided to wait until our grandmother died before she wrote and published her book because my grandmother, her mother, had been physically and emotionally abusive, and the story talks graphically about that. And my mother didn't want to shame my grandmother, so she waited, and it was fine. So there are times when it's not right to write your book.
There. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
But but now is a good time.
Yes, exactly. So if you have the desire, the calling to do it, here's a word of warning. We have had several people come to us wanting to write a book, but then time passed, they didn't take action, and they got dementia and making it impossible for them to write the book. Maybe their family members could have, but nobody stepped forward. And it wouldn't have been their book in their words. So the time is now because you don't know what's around the corner. It could be illness. We want you to be fine, but the reality is these individuals had dementia and some of them just died and did not
Mhm.
write their book. And others just had massive life changes occur that made it impossible to focus on writing. So, like Joni said, follow your heart and then take a practical look at your life right now and see if you can actually do it. Write the book now. Your thoughts,
Yes.
Joni?
Yes. And it's like, I want to invite you and other people. I'm hosting a party on January 2nd. It's called New Beginnings. because I don't know, I've never been a resolution kind of person, but I am into setting goals and setting things I want to do and accomplish. And so this new beginnings party is just a reminder for all of us. We get a clean slate. We're brand new at creating every single day. And Carol and I said this for 40 years that we wake up every day and we say, it's a brand new day, never been lived before. And I think that's so apropos to what we're talking about. And
Yeah.
I guess, Elizabeth, what I'd like to do, everybody out there listening right now, I'd say grab a piece of paper and a pen right now. Grab it. You know, if you need to get up and get away from the screen, grab a pen and paper because I think that you could probably, and maybe we could help you brainstorm what are your themes? What are your topics for what you could write about? Because here's my prop, Elizabeth. It's a candle.
Oh, I
You
love
are the
it.
light.
Oh,
Elizabeth, you are the light. Everybody
oh.
out there, you are the light. It's a brand new candle. It's a
Uh-huh.
brand new day. And I think here's my personal invitation, everybody, to write your book, to write your book. So brainstorming ideas, what would you write about? I'll tell you a quick story. This is the very first time in my life I have not been to a Christmas Eve or a Christmas church celebration. My friend Doris ended up calling me, went to the ER, hours in the ER, airlifted, me driving to 3 hours to get to her. Surgery happened, success happened, zero complications, which were miracles galore from
Wow.
all the saints and the Samaritans and everybody that made that happen. I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. Hopefully, she'll be discharged today. But bottom line is, everything was unique and special. You don't know what's around the corner, as Elizabeth said. You just don't know. And so, with that experience, that might be something you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can brainstorm and write about health or illness. Or maybe I want to write about friends. Maybe I want to write about music. And I'll tell you, everybody, one book that Carol and I never got to produce. We wanted to write a book, and if somebody wants to grab this idea, you go for it. We wanted to write a book about handicap accessible bathrooms because when Carol had her stroke and we tried to get out and about and we toured, we did 2 30-day trips. Going into certain bathrooms were absolutely terrible for her to have a bar to get up on, the entryway into it. I mean, there are so many factors related to that. And we wanted to do from Oregon to San Diego, all the bathrooms that we experienced in that journey, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And we thought this would be a helping book. So, you know what, everybody? Again, as Elizabeth and I are talking today, I said, get up and get a piece of paper and a pen, write down some brainstorm ideas of what you'd want in that book. Would there be pictures? Would there be letters? Would there be stories? Would there be imaginative, creative entertainment going on? But this is what can happen. And then, as Elizabeth always taught me, have a beginning date, like now is a good day. Start right now, write your first sentence today, and then have an end date. When do you want to complete this?
I
So
love
those
it.
are my thoughts.
That's awesome wisdom, Joni. Thank you very much for that. That's really helpful. And the whole message of today is the time is right for you. And only you know the answer to that. There's no pressure. If you guilt yourself, shame yourself, that's not going to help. So this is not about shaming, blaming, criticizing. It's about
No.
just staying true to the mission that you have, this life assignment to write a book. Because it's
Yes.
not about you, it's about all the people who your book can help. And so, even if you just take out, like Joni said, a pen and paper today and jot down a few ideas, or on your phone, just as they come, just jot down ideas in a little notepad area in your phone. And those will accumulate, and you're doing something every day to start the momentum and keep it going. So then, when you actually sit down and write, you can make it happen. And if you happen to be in Brookings, Oregon, February 13th, I'm doing a 6 hour workshop on Write Your Book in a Day at the Brookings Writing Conference. So that could jumpstart as well. And we will have our book, How to Write a Book in a Day, that you can use as your outline to write your book and to get the mindset, the mechanics, and just the information like that demystifies publishing because a lot of times, Joni, people don't write their book because they're so baffled about the whole process. Where do I start? What do I include? How do I publish this? How do I promote it? And so we're here to help you learn all that.
Yes. Yeah, I am so happy that you and Catherine are writing that book. That is going to be phenomenal. And I just think all the future book, best-selling book authors are watching this right now, and they're going to be able to glean so much from that book and take it their own way and knock the world alive. Yes.
I love it. It's been really fun compiling it because it's all the things we've learned over decades and that can be super helpful that actually helped you, Joni, become the author of 3 books and a radio show host. So it's proven to be effective to help people start from zero and get to 1,000 in ways you never
Yes.
even anticipated. But
Absolutely.
Mhm. And mindset is the starting point. And
Mhm,
time
mhm,
is a mindset. Time is a
mhm,
physical, time is a reality that is on our clocks and our
mhm,
calendars, but it also is something in our heads. And
mhm.
so my friend said she was going on a retreat and covered all the clocks in the house. And the idea of that freaked me out. Like, what? You're not going to know what time it is? And that just, I'm always looking at the clock to see how much more time I have to write, to work out, whatever it is. And
Right.
so we're very much ruled by time. And
Mhm,
writing a book takes a lot of time, a big
mhm,
commitment. And so if
mhm.
you have the luxury of being retired or going on sabbatical or just going away for a week to retreat at a cabin in the woods to write, go for it. But I wrote a story about Alice Walker and I read her memoir, who wrote The Color Purple.
Oh,
And
okay.
she was always going off to some cottage in the country to do her writing where she was undisturbed. So
Ooh.
that is the ultimate luxury to be able to do that. Because when you immerse, it's like an out of body experience. And I've been having that when writing this book and other projects I'm working on. It's just awesome. It's like you and your sentences, and that's it.
Cool. Cool, cool. Two things come to my mind when you're talking about this. One is because it's been Christmas season. I think of the Bible. Like, how many authors are in the Bible? How many characters are in the Bible? How many of those people that wrote something and then it ended up in the book called the Bible? Didn't have the mindset that it was going to be a book, but they were just writing their experiences and their stories. And that just boggles my mind. And to think that there are people out there right now, write things down because you don't know where that might end up. I hope it ends up in a book. But then the second point was, I love when you said the word momentum, Elizabeth, momentum, and that it'll start to flow and you get immersed. You use that word quite a bit when you talk about writing. I love that momentum and immersion. Oh my gosh. And that's the truth.
Yes, 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 yes. And also, when you write your book, you have the ability to make your voice be heard because a lot of voices were not heard in the Bible, like women, like Mary Magdalene.
Mm-hmm,
The Gospel of Mary was pretty much buried
mm-hmm,
and destroyed, literally, and it
mm-hmm,
never became part of the well-known doctrine that
mm-hmm.
Christians follow. So, our company's commitment is to celebrate diverse voices. And so, when you write your book, especially if you've been a voice that traditionally has been silenced or edited, now's your time. People want to hear from you. That's the power of Joni's memoir, None Better. How many memoirs are out there about 2 nuns who fall in love, leave the church, and spend 40 years together with a lifelong amazing adventure? Hello, none, because it's Joni's book.
None. I
That's why it's
get it.
called
None.
None Better. So you have a story, and there's a reason you're being called to tell it. So look at
Mm-hmm.
your time. How much, like when I worked at the Detroit News as a reporter, my first big job out of school, I would get up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and write for a few hours before I went into my very hectic, high energy day. And then I would take time on the weekends to write. I would also write in the evenings. I was obsessed. And that's really what it takes. You have to become obsessed because life is going to continue to present obstacles. Life is going to continue to just throw things in your path, like an illness and an event, a trip, all kinds of stuff, even good things, weddings and celebrations and things that take your time and energy. And so you have to commit and decide. We did an episode, remember, Joni, about spending time versus thinking of it as investing time because
Right.
it might seem like a sacrifice in the moment. However, you're really investing in your future. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, and commitment. I love how you use the word commitment. I know when I wrote None Better, I was committed to what I wanted to accomplish. And so it was like I had my beginning date and my end date. And it was like I was going to do this. And I knew that you had a 6 month book coaching. And I'm like, no, I'm better than 6 months. I'm going to do this faster, and it did. It just
yeah.
that momentum, the obsession. I don't really call it I guess it is an obsession. I
Hmm.
don't know. I just wrote my heart out, but everybody out there, you can write your heart out. And maybe it's going to be poetry. Maybe it's going to be musical lyrics. Maybe
Yeah.
it's going to, I don't know what it might be. And this is your brainstorming to think about what you want to put in your book. And maybe you only want a book of 20 pages, or maybe you want a book of 400 pages. It doesn't matter. It's yours. And that's
Hmm.
our personal invite from Elizabeth and I today to say, hey, start it now. You can do this. I believe in
Hmm.
you. That's a good word right now in this season. Believe.
Believe. I love that. That's amazing. Believe. So let's talk about that, Joni.
Okay.
Believing means, yes, I can do it, but it also means tapping into sort of supernatural support. Because when you're on the divine mission of writing a book, there is supernatural support available to you, and it will come. It will give you ideas, it will clear your schedule, it will give you resources you need to proceed, it will help you focus and know that. But you have to believe it first. You have
Mm-hmm.
to believe that I'm not alone in doing this and
Mm-hmm.
that there is supernatural support and there's also people
Mm-hmm.
who want to help me. Like you,
Mm-hmm.
your whole journey, Joni, you've had teams around you the whole time. Me as your book coach, Dan as your person who connected us, all the people who helped you with your your technology, setting up your social media, helping plan and host your parties, so many things. So everybody out there know that once you step on the journey, there will be helpers who just pop up out of nowhere, as well
Mm-hmm.
as resources and unexpected things that help you get it done.
And the joy in all of that. To me, it's all about the relationships that I grew closer to these people
Hmm.
because they were on my team and they were in my life and I was in their life because most of them, all of them, in fact, had never experienced working with somebody who was writing a book, in the process of writing a book, and then producing it as well. And so it was a win-win for all of us. For all of us. So out of your 70 books, I'm like really pretty jazzed. Out of those 70, three books, which is pretty darn cool. And I've met the coolest authors in that process. And oh my gosh, it's just a whole new world. It's a whole new world. It's brand new beginnings.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And it starts in that moment of writing down the first lines or make a list of ideas. One
Mhm.
other tip is that if you need some help getting started and what to include, just jot down a list of all the stories that you're always telling, whether you're at a dinner party or where you're at, a meeting or wherever when you meet new people, what stories are you always telling? Now put them into words, and that will
Yes.
help you start telling the stories of your book. Some people have their favorite story about when they were born, what the doctor said, and something unique, or how they got their nickname, or, the most traumatic or exciting or wonderful moment of their life. You can start your book there. Just start writing it down. And it's those moments are etched into our minds in such detail. All you have to do is take your pen, or if you write on a computer, just start typing. It's so
Right.
easy. And another thing is you can do voice to text, hold up your phone to your mouth, and talk into your notes app, and it will start transcribing your story. And it's literally
Wow.
in your words. There's so many ways to do it, Joni. It's not
I
the
know.
old school typewriter, coffee, cigarette, or shot of whiskey, and like typing and then pulling the paper, balling it up, throwing it in the trash. That's like such a stereotype of a frustrated writer. It doesn't have to be that way. And that's why we're here to share tips that make it easy to write, publish, and promote a great book.
That is so visual. Can you see me with a cigar coming out of my mouth and a little glass of whiskey and
No,
garbage can full with all the papers that I've bottled up I mean,
no,
that is not my style for sure. You know,
no.
it's funny how we get stigmas of what an author or a writer looks like, you know.
Yeah, and
And
that's such a toxic image, but that stereotype persists
mhm,
because, first of
mhm.
all, smoking, drinking, anger, wasting paper, all of those are just things people aren't trying to do these days. We have a
Right.
more clean approach. And of course, what you eat affects your brain power. So, eating
Mhm.
healthy and keeping your body free of toxins as much as you can, hydrating with healthy beverages like water, tea, that keeps you going. And then, our technology makes it so much easier to delete anything that you're not happy with. So,
Yes.
the whole new world.
Yes, fabulous, fabulous. And so instead of that old stigma, we have the stigma of, and the picture of Elizabeth right there. You see, she's in her office. That's where she writes. And you can just see that here I am. I'm just me. And I do my own writing, my own style. So it's all you. Listeners out there, it's all you. Just be you.
Yeah.
Just be you.
Yes.
Yes,
So
yes.
as we close out another year, and we of course look back on a year like, okay, what did I do well? What could I have done better? What do I want for the coming year? Many people say it's my year to finally write my book. But you might have
Mm.
said that last year, and you might have said that the year before, and the book is still
Oh.
unwritten. So it's very important to explore why.
Mm.
What
Mm.
is holding you back? Is it fear?
Mhm.
Is it worry about what people will think? Is it concern about criticism from colleagues or family members or your faith community? It's difficult. It's scary. So you have to really do a deep dive on yourself, all you writers out there, and
Mhm.
get clear and confident and courageous and say,
Good.
this is my book. This is my truth. It's time for me to tell it. And when in
Well
doubt, ask.
said. Well said. I was thinking of that just a few minutes ago. It's the courage, it's the confidence and the collaboration that will make it work
Hmm.
for everybody.
Hmm.
Oh, that was so good. That was so
Yeah,
good. Repeat that again, Elizabeth. That was really powerful.
sure. So now is the time if something has been stopping you and you're not even aware of what it is. Something has been stopping you from writing that book if you've had the ability and the time, but you just haven't done it. And it's probably fear. It's probably anxiety about what will people think. You might be anxious about what your partner, spouse, lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, person think about what you write. You might think it could hurt your relationships. You might think it could hurt your career. Like, say a person goes, it's going to come out as gay. That's big. That has complications for too many people, unfortunately, with their families, with their faith community, with their work. And so the time is now to find the courage, confidence to write and tell your story. Because if you don't and you keep it bottled up, you're cheating yourself out of the freedom, the liberation of living your truth loud and proud, whatever it is, or just telling your story your way. And, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as coming out. It could be something like just sharing your dreams, sharing a situation that you overcame that maybe you have never told people about.
Mhm.
But when you share it, it helps other people heal. It gives them permission to share their stories. And there's therapy in that. There's healing in that. There's so many
Yes.
benefits. Yes.
And that's what I did in None Better. I
Uh-huh.
literally came out to the whole world, told people stuff that I had never told anybody in that book. You've done the same thing. And wow, is it freedom? It is a
Yeah.
real freedom internally. And then it just gives everybody else, hey, yeah, if Joni could do it, Elizabeth could do that, then I can do that in my life too, wherever that takes you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it. I love it. I think this topic is so powerful. So, of course, we want you to celebrate ringing in the new year with positivity and love and peace and joy and safety, and also resolve to make it the best year ever. And if writing a book is part of that mission, now's your time to go for it. And very importantly, don't be like the people who come to the gym gung ho for the first 2 weeks of January. There's no parking at the gym. Every machine is taken. It's just jam packed. And then by January, the end of January, where'd everybody go? They fell off. They didn't stick to the resolve to finally get fit, finally have a workout regimen. People do that with books too, when it gets hard, especially. So get the help you need. I'm a book coach. You can find me at twosisterswriting.com. Schedule a free discovery call. You can ask Joanie questions too, because she's done it 3 times. So she's at Joanie Lindenmeyer on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can find her in all those places. And we're super excited to help you. That's why we have this podcast every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern Time. Any final words, Joanie?
we started with asking people to brainstorm and reflect on it's if this is their time. And so I guess my final comment is I think now is a good time, and I think you can stick to it. And we're behind you. We're with you.
Yay, I
Thank you,
love that.
Elizabeth, for doing all these podcasts and for writing your fourth book, because that is a role model for all of us. Fourth book right now. I mean, for the book you're writing,
I'm
and
writing
because I
four
know you're
books
writing.
right now, and the
Right, right,
fourth
right,
book
right.
is
So,
the one
so
about writing.
I guess what I want to say, thank you for being a role model again. You're not just saying the words, you're doing the writing.
Yeah.
Yahoo. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And all you writers out there, you can do it. You can do it. And we're here to cheer you on. So drop us a comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really, really want to help you make this book dream a published reality. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, co-founder of Two Sisters Writing and Publishing with our superstar author, Joanie Lindenmeyer, and we wish you happy reading and happy writing. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See ya. Love ya. Take care. Big hug.